The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. It's your boy FILI back again with another episode of Stylesbyfili. Today's episode is a very special one because we made it. I had a brand called The Futures on Mars reach out to me and say, hey, we like what you do. Do you mind reviewing some of our garments? So I'm going to take the time today to review these garments, talk about sizing, talk about the quality of the garments, and like always, put some fly fits together at the very end. So with that being said, let's get into it. I found my way, mission accomplished. I got it, not far from afraid. Can nothing haunt me? Confident on my left is great. Can nothing stop me? Don't count me out, ain't got no ways. Ain't stuff for nothing. I found my route. Alright, so the Futures on Mars basically reached out to me and said, hey, we would like for you to review some of our garments as we like the content that you're building. So upon my research, I did a little bit of deep dive to see, how this brand got started before I even took on the opportunity, and I'm grateful that I did. I came across a lot of interesting facts about the Futures on Mars and how it got started. It's an amazing journey to see how they started this. It's a basketball luxury brand to begin with, but it all started with Mars Rios. And Mars Rios is a media corporate company that was started by identical twins, Bradley and Brandon Dayo. Pardon me if I'm mispronouncing their name. It looks like Brandon and Dayo used to play basketball themselves. And they themselves tapped into something that not a lot of people had done before. So they started realizing that a lot of high schools weren't getting the media coverage, like let's say the NCAA or the NBA. So they took it upon themselves to build this media company that covered basketball games and these up and coming stars, which makes a lot of sense, and I think that's really, really cool. Through Mars Rio Media Corp, they got a lot of funding and a lot of investors involved. And what you may not know is that LeBron James and Drake and Steve Stout are some of the people that have invested in this company to get it started. And not only that, they're also backed up by Warner Media. So it's really, really cool that these two brothers actually had started something and it blew up to be this big. And they were also featured in Forbes' 30 Under 30. The company has grown really, really big, which now I'm going to transition to telling you this is how the Futures on Mars got started. Obviously, when you're part of something big, you're also going to move into what else is part of that culture, which is fashion. Fashion is basically everywhere. And with Mars Real Media starting so big, they've tapped into basically the luxurious basketball gear. And I find it really, really cool. This quote comes straight from their website. So it says, "The Futures on Mars is a basketball culture luxury brand with the mission to inspire the next generation to pursue their Mars. The brand is headquartered in Los Angeles, led by a design team from Gucci and New Guards Group." Now, for some of you who may not know, New Guards Group is an Italian contemporary luxury fashion production distribution holding company. And they're really, really interesting because not only do they work with the Futures on Mars, but they also work with clothing lines that you actually probably wear at this moment or are wearing at this moment, like Marcelo Burlone, Off-White, Palm Angels, Heron Preston, Ambush, just to name a few. They've actually managed to tap into something really, really interesting when it comes to these garments being produced. Now, when I first got approached and I looked at the website, I wasn't the biggest fan of their website. I found it to be a little bit like, in my honest opinion, it didn't seem as luxurious as you would when it comes to other brands. Now, that's just my personal opinion. So I'll be real with you, choosing the garments in regards to what I wanted to kind of review and take a look at, it was a little bit difficult for me just because I like to base things off of pictures, and their pictures didn't really catch my attention as much. But you can't knock something until you try it. Based on seeing what they had in their website, I just went for a few things. So if you look at their website right here, you'll see that a lot of these garments, they are pretty pricey. But what you're seeing right now on the screen is basically Canadian pricing. It wasn't, when I was looking at the website, like I said, it didn't grab my attention too much. The pieces looked a little basic. I didn't know what to go for. I didn't know where I was going to come across if I were to get something. And one more thing I do want to mention is that a lot of these pieces that you see here, for example, right here, this Mars Art Puff tee, you'll see a lot of athletes wearing this. So I've seen Klay Thompson wear this in a few photos actually. And there are a few other pieces that I've seen Dwayne Wade rock also. And I believe Dwayne Wade is also an investor when it comes to the Futures on Mars and Rios Media Corp. Now, the ones that stood out to me the most were part of right here, I'd rather be on Mars. So when I seen the I'd rather be on Mars and I seen this I'd rather be on Mars SuperGiant hoodie, I was like, this looks pretty cool. So I actually went and picked this hoodie right here. It looked really interesting. The fact that it said SuperGiant is what caught my attention. I was like, does this mean like it's a very oversized hoodie? After reading that there were some designers like that worked for Gucci, or they could have been interns, I don't know. But after reading that, I was just like, you know, this is kind of intriguing me to see what this is about, you know, what the quality, what the build is, the aesthetic behind it, how they chose their design and their color palettes behind all of this was something that I was really interested in. All right, so before we get into this, I'm just going to show you the box right here and how it came packaged. So just a little disclaimer, I did open the package earlier, obviously, and I did take a look at the garments real quick, and also try them on. The Future on Mars, really cool how the package is saying, you know, I think that they deserve to have that word luxury in their statement, just due to the fact that they package this like this. Now, really dope packaging, you know, with the paper right here. They also provided this Futures on Mars card. I really like seeing things like this. You know, it gives a lot of character to the brand itself. When they send little things like this that show, like, it makes you feel like you're VIP. You know, I like that. Also, thing that they sent me was this mask right here. I appreciate the good people at the Futures on Mars. You know, it's a face mask for today's time, you know, as we're still going through the COVID situation. And I've seen LeBron James wearing this himself, actually, which is pretty cool. Thank you so much. There's something about always getting packages that come in sealed, especially garments. It's kind of like that fresh, that new car smell, or like that new shoe smell, right? You know, you're the first person to get these garments and you are unsealing them yourself. It feels really awesome. You know, comparing it to other brands that do this, a lot of people who purchase from other brands and the other brands that do this, you know, it's a really good feeling. So right here we got the Futures on Mars Roasty in the dark green. And I got my SuperGiant I'd rather be on Mars hoodie. Now, a little disclaimer, or something I want to mention when it comes to these garments. I'm all about quality control too, you know what I mean? The Futures on Mars, I think you guys are really dope, but I will say this, that when I did open up my rose tee in the dark green color, the tee already had a little bit of a stain. I don't know what it was. It was this white spot by the collar. Now guys, this is just something that happened to me. You know, we see it with brands a lot of the time, so it can happen to anybody. You know, it may be a mass-produced thing, I don't know, but you know, I hope they have a department that takes into consideration these things. You know, and that department should be quality control or quality assurance, where before anything gets sent out, it's already been reviewed and it can be sent out to its happy home. It does take away from the brand a little bit, because, you know, when you're spending your hard-earned cash, it doesn't matter whether it's $5 or $1,000, $3,000, you know, there should be something taken into consideration. Because if you're going up against brands of a higher tier or something as basic, you know, some of these brands don't have these issues, especially when they're being mass produced. So something to take into consideration. I will not knock them for that. Again, maybe something that, you know, just ended up happening, but nonetheless, I still think the tee is dope. So just to show you guys real quick, this is the Future is on Mars, the dark green tee, the rose tee. My first impression of this was, I'm really excited. Reason being is because it's a heavy shirt. It's cotton, love it. It's 100% cotton. The print is really thick. I know this print is gonna last me for some time, and through wear and tear, I know it's gonna age really nice to give it that vintage look. I can see this piece being in my closet for quite some time. Like I said, I was very, not skeptical, but I was hesitant when choosing my pieces because the website didn't translate what, or didn't catch my attention as much as I would have. So When I saw it, I said, you know what, let me give it a try. And now having it in person, like, the pictures don't do it justice. And that's not knocking their website or anything. There's been times where I've purchased from other brands and, you know, through pictures, it looks really, really awesome. The colors look amazing. And next thing you know, when I get it in hand, it's a huge disappointment. And it's like, I don't want this anymore. But this is the opposite. You know, the website really wasn't speaking too much, but now that I have the garment in hand, I think it's really, really dope. Their quality in their garment is really nice. Now on this shirt, I did go for a size large because I do like my fits to be a little bit more on the looser end. Sometimes if it's boxy, if that's how the garment was designed. Usually when it comes to brands outside of the typical ones that I wear, you know, I always go a size up just to make sure I keep the same aesthetic when I wear it. Looking at this piece, I can see myself wearing it. Like I said previously, I really think this shirt is dope. I was a little skeptical about rocking something on my chest that said the future's on Mars, but after trying it and seeing this raised print, I'm not mad at it. I think it looks really clean, you know, and I love the clean look, to be honest. Really dope tee, I must say. So this is right here, the SuperGiant hoodie. When it comes to hoodies, I'm not a huge fan of drawstrings. I see no purpose in them, but I'm not mad at this. The details on this, if you look at the I believe these are the eyelets, I forgot what they're called, my apologies. But it fully says TFIOM, so the future's on Mars. So you can tell that they put a lot of work in their detail when it comes to this. So for it being, you know, a basketball culture luxury brand, I give them their flowers for that. They, you know, they deserve to say that. Really nice heavy cotton. It kept me really warm. The print again on this is really solid, really thick. Like I said, through wear and tear, I could see it aging really well. You know, they had a print on the sleeve too, both sleeves actually. You know, one has an M, one has an S, and on the back of the hoodie, it has this huge R. I think this R looks really dope on the back. I can see why they call it a luxury brand, especially with you know, the fact that they mentioned that there's Gucci designers and, you know, this other you know, distribution production company that deals with you know, Off-White and Palm Angels. I can see where they're going with this. Another cool thing I saw and that I thought was really cool when it came to detail is that they also had an embroidered TFIOM right on the cuff. You know, I thought that was a nice little touch to it. Now I will say this, one thing that my wife brought up when I had it on is that, as you can see, there's an M on the sleeve, there's the R on the back, and then there's an S on the other sleeve. Now, when I had it on, it looked like it said Mrs. I didn't like that. Again, we all know it was aiming for Mars, but you know, it did look like it did say Mrs. But it's cool though. I'm okay with that. I would have preferred this hoodie to just have the R on the back. I don't know, there's something about this R that I find really dope. The print in the front that says I'd rather be on Mars, and the embroidery on the cuff. I think that simple, clean look with that small amount of details with the print would have worked perfectly fine. But nonetheless, I think it's really cool what they did. I'm not gonna knock it. I'm a huge fan. I like the color, to be honest. As soon as I got this, I was already thinking what I could put on with this when it came to you know, the different shoes that I have and the different, you know, bottoms that I would rock it with. Another cool thing about the Futures on Mars is their tags. You know, their tags are pretty heavy duty. Like it's a thick tag. Again, giving it that luxury feel. The inside tag is pretty cool too. Like, I like it. It has this interesting feel to it. You know what I mean? It says engineered on Mars. I thought that was pretty cool. Made in China, but engineered on Mars. This hoodie, I would say, because it's the SuperGiant hoodie, when doing my research on it and taking measurements, I went to my true to size, which is a medium, when I compare it to something like Essentials. Now the fit is very similar to the Essentials hoodie. A little bit more, I would say, fabric around the arm. I think it's a little bit longer. But other than that, this SuperGiant hoodie in a medium is very similar to an Essentials medium hoodie, I would say. I was thinking about going for the large, like I said, because of their measurements. And again, they're not really boxy measurements.
and oversized. So with the t-shirt, I did go for the large for that specific purpose, but this, because it already had the name SuperGiant in front of it, I went for a medium, and I am very, very happy that I did, because it fits perfectly fine the way I would want to rock it. My overall opinion on the Futures on Mars is I think it's a really nice brand. Pricing wise, it is a lot more than your average. You'll have anything ranging between $40 US to like, you know, $200 and something depending on what you're getting. I can't knock them for what they're putting out or what their price ranges are. Again, I think that if you're paying these prices, it should be a thing where you're just rocking certain pieces and they should last you for a very long time. I'm looking forward to see what else they come out. I would like to know who their creative director is when it comes to, you know, styling these pieces together. I think one thing that I take into consideration when I'm purchasing new things, it doesn't matter what the brand is who the creative director is. I want to know what their background is, where they're coming from with their statements that they're doing with these pieces. And I say that because fashion is a statement. What you wear makes a statement. It's a brand, and it helps you with your branding. It shows who you are. You know what I mean? You got people that like just wearing Yeezy, or you got people who just like wearing Fear of God. I want to know who the creative director is that is helping build the Futures on Mars and what statement they're trying to make in the fashion industry. We know what Mars Real Media is about, and now that they've tapped into the fashion industry, the way they're going at this rate and the quality they're producing, who is a creative director? Who is a mastermind behind this? What is going on behind the scenes is something more that I'd like to find out. My overall opinion in regards to the Futures on Mars is, me being the picky guy that I am, I give this 2 thumbs up. I can see myself purchasing a few more items from the Futures on Mars and putting them in my everyday closet. And as biased as that may sound, I'm actually being honest with you guys because I took the time to do my research beforehand. And now that I have the pieces in hand, I'm really happy with what I got, and I can see myself rocking this. With that being said, let's get to one of the greatest parts of these episodes, which is putting some outfits together. Let's get into this. Yeah, it's going down, this how we do. Name a hotter motherfucker in the stew. Don't play around, this how we live. You ain't gotta pretend to like the kid. Now let me make my money. 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 Yeah, Never understood y'all, like we had to prove y'all. Different custom, different lifestyle, you want me to choose y'all. Get up off your high horse, it'll make you look tall. Coming from the same upbringing, these crowds make a dude fall. Is it mad bad that a dude ball? And you wanna stay on neutral? Standing high on my own too. These cocksuckers wanna stay installed. Shopping in and out of malls. Art gallery on my walls. Not gonna stop to get that out of Mar. I went to school but hung around the halls. Making millions is our mission, and we ain't stopping for a check with a couple digits. Put me on the track and watch me run the fucking distance. Bolting my way through the competition like they never existed. Going down, this how we do. Name a hotter motherfucker in the stew. Don't play around, this how we live. You ain't gotta pretend to like the kid. Now let me make my money. 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 What's not real must be faking. Something like Miss Cleo when she's talking Jamaican. Hope they got the patience, I'm still in the making. Making too much moves, reason for procrastination. Flow real tight, something like El Nino. You watch too much movies trying to be like Nino. But I know that he knows that we know. Everything said is a sequel to a Quentin Tarantino. I'm in the piazza drinking vino. I speak foreign money for you gringos. And the boy be more than bilingual. And you just speaking with them singles. My homie got that drum, we call him Ringo. Don't make shit complicated when it's simple. Plot revenge on me, you can get it back tenfold. My homie's quick to snap like a number 2 pencil. It's going down, this how we do. Name a hotter motherfucker in the stew. Don't play around,
just how we live. You ain't gotta pretend to like the kid. Now let me make my money. 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 My brothers tell me stop the bullshit and release the album. Like what's the worst that can happen? Let's just see the outcome. You steal a couple #1s and your shit goes platinum. Some rappers love you, others hate, but we can't really fathom. What are the odds when you're standing against them? We got a couple of ops.
And that wraps it up for this episode of Styles by Philly. I'm very happy that I was able to share with you guys a new brand. A huge thank you to the Futures on Mars for providing me these garments. On the comment box below, let me know how you guys feel about the brand. Is this something that you can see wearing? Are these some of the pieces that you can see in your everyday lifestyle as well as in your closet for a very long time? You know, check the description box below for the Futures on Mars Instagram as well as their website if you want to purchase anything. Also, remember, keep checking out Philly's new music video on the way. With that being said, love, peace, and happiness. Peace. One more? Leave the belly alone. One more. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. We want you to review our garments. So I took the challenge. What challenge, bro? This ain't no challenge. Was our final boss at the end? Calm down. I challenge you to review my clothes. The challenge is on. What the heck? Oh, how is this already? Alright, 7 minutes. Happy editing. I was happy to share a different brand with you guys. I think the quality is amazing. And I was very shocked. I think the quality is amazing. And yeah, I think the quality is amazing. And yeah, I think the quality is amazing. Motherfucker. It's amazing quality. Psst. Do I need to reiterate myself? I think the quality is amazing. Okay?